Damn. We got to understand what life and reality is, y'all. Because we truly not woke if you don't understand what reality is. We all claim that we woke. Sweet love, what's good? Pretty hippie, what's good, reflection? Ha 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 ha. You think so? Why you think that? Why do you believe that our Messiah is not free? And I'm glad that you said that. Why do you believe that our Messiah is not free? Let me help you understand something. The first Hermetic principle, all is mental, the law of mentalism. That means that everything that's happening in this reality, everything that's happening in your reality, is happening through a mental projection, through a mental construct that you are projecting. And the universe works the same way, right? All is mental. What you perceive to be physical is nothing but a figment in the imagination of your mind and your thoughts. So when it comes to you thinking that our Messiah can be locked up, first though, we got to understand what reality is. And this is the question that I have to you all. No, I'm not going to skip the theatrics because I want you to know. I want you to know. I want to go nice and slow and break it down for you so that you know. So that on this day that you know that, oh shit, you understood what reality was. And you know the truth about God. My question is to y'all is, what does religion say? Or how does religion say, no matter what religion it is, Islam, Christianity, what does religions all across the world say God used to create reality? How did God create reality in each and every religion? That's my question to y'all. Beta, what's good, reflection? That's the question. In all religions across the world, what did God use to create reality? Let's see who knows. I'm not going to give y'all the answer. I want y'all to answer for yourselves. Big Sag, what's good, reflection? We got truth seekers in the building. We got truth seekers in the building. We got scholars in the building. The question is, left and right, since you just came back in, what did God use in all religions around the world? What did God use to create reality? That's my question to you all. And this is going to go into that person's comment on thinking Christ is in jail. Books. God used books to create reality. What did it say in the books, in each religious books? Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism. What did it say in those books that God utilized to create reality? You said, give us my perspective. I will, but I want to see you all's perspective. There's no point of having a dialogue if y'all don't want to learn and try yourselves. Appreciate that, Mama Gucci. This is important for us to understand. And this shit that's going to mind boggle you anyway. It's something for you to sit with and really think about. Okay, what did all religions across the board say God used to create reality? No one knows, huh? It's funny that nobody's answering because no one really do know. The only people that knows is the dreamer and those that's connected to the dreamer. Pink Star says nothing. Left and right says mindfulness. There's power in the mind and the tongue. Love, Mama Gucci said. Oh, you already said your perspective. It was the book. Okay. Now watch this. No. God, we know that God said, let there be light. God created everything through what? The word. Let there be light. Let's go to our Bible. John 1 verse 1. In the beginning was the what? Was the word. In the beginning was the word. And the word was with God. And the word was God. And the same in the beginning was the word. And nothing that was created was made without the word. But we have to ask ourselves, where was words made from? Where do words formulate from? Where do words formulate from? Words formulate from thoughts. If you go look up the definition of these words, go look at what it means to think. It's a verb. Go look at what it means to think. To think means to conjure up an image in the mind, to imagine. To think means to imagine. So this means that God used thought or imagination to create reality. When they said, God said, let there be light. Oh, you said thought? Okay, well, you was on point. My bad. You said that's why you said mindfulness? Well, it said in the Bible, let there be light. That's what it says in Christianity. Christianity says that God said, let there be light. Islam said that Allah said, kun fayakun, which means be there light. Be light there is, or be and it is. It's like Ashe. Be and it is. Be then it is. That's what it means in Islam. They said Allah said kun fayakun, which was the word that formulated from thoughts. And to think and to have a thought means to imagine or use your imagination. So what does this mean, y'all? Objectively, let's look at that. This what nobody told us. But this what the true Christ, three Jesus Christ, came to tell us and unravel and make us remember and remind us of. God imagine in each and every religion, it don't matter what it is, God imagine, salam alaikum, God imagined everything into existence, even us. Everything was used through the imagination of the mind of God, of the black woman, the creator of all human reality, of human existence. So God used the imagination to create everything. That means that this is a dream, because you only imagine or use your imagination when you're dreaming, when you're in a dream state, when you're in a sleep state. We are in a sleep state inside of God's dream, thinking that we are supposed to be wearing clothes, thinking that we're human beings, we're really animals, thinking that we're employees and we got to go work a job and get money and do this to survive. No, you're really God. As a person thinking, as a man thinking, so shall it be. Let there be light. We have the same abilities that God has. Through our thought, through our imagination, we create our reality or our observation. And this is how God created all reality. Now watch this. Now watch this. In Christianity, although God said, let there be light, and created reality through its imagination, in order for you to have an imagination, first off, you have to have a mind. To have a mind, a brain, that means that you have to have a body, because the whole purpose of the brain is to collect information, and the body is going to carry the brain and the mind to do so. Your body is nothing but a vessel to carry your brain, to collect information, to expand your awareness of what you are. Right? Y'all following me? Y'all following me? So they say God don't have a physical form, but God said, let there be light. In Islam, Allah does not have a physical form, but Allah said, kun fayakun. We got to take a look at our religions that, or our belief systems that we so-called believing in and basing our lives in. Hold on. These gods don't actually have a physical form or don't have an avatar or exist. Check this out. We just broke down that life was a dream, right? When you go to sleep at night, check this out. This is what Christ broke down. This is what Jesus Christ broke down for us. When you go to sleep at night and you're in your bed and you go into your dream, you are the God of your dream, sleeping in the bed. In your bed, you go to sleep. You are God, projecting yourself into the dream as Christ. Watch this. When you project yourself into your dream, everything else inside of the dream is nothing but the subconscious mind of your dream. You are the dreamer of your dream that you go to sleep in. And guess what? You have an avatar inside of your dream. And every dream that you go into, don't you got a body? Don't you have an avatar? You would have to, because in order for you to manipulate energy in any realm that you go in, you need a body. You can't do shit without your body. You can't talk without your body, which means you can't create reality. God said, let there be light, right? You can't even create reality without an avatar. So how is God or the creator, the source, and this source not be inside of this dream? In order for anything to exist inside of your dream, you would have to be present as a projected avatar in that dream. So for anything else to exist in your dream, you would have to be observing it. For you to observe something, you need an avatar, you need a physical vessel. It needs to take shape and form as a vessel. You see the problem with religion? You see the problem with the religions and belief systems that we have? How could we exist? Remember, God created everything through its imagination. God imagined us into existence. So that means we're in a dream. If we are in a dream and this is God's dream, that means that one of us, and remember, Christ said, I and the Father are one, which means what he really meant was I and the mother are one. He came into the flesh as the mother, as God in flesh and human form. So that means that God would have to be one of us human beings in this dream for us to even exist in the dream. For us to exist in this dream that we call life or reality, God would have to be present. God would have to have an avatar right now, be living and breathing for us to even exist in this dream. Because when you're asleep in your bed, in your dream, you're the God in the bed. You project yourself into your bed, to your dream as Christ. Everybody else do not exist without you. And in order for them to exist, you need a body. You project yourself another avatar in your body. You lose this body every day. Every night you go to sleep and you die. You don't have this body. You don't take this body with you. When you go into your next dream realm, through your thought, let there be light. Your thought lights up your reality. Like Chi teaches, thoughts light up your dreams. You give yourself a new avatar, a new body. What do you mean you don't dream? Life is a dream. The only reason why you think that you don't dream is because you're unconscious. You're unaware that you don't dream. And if you don't dream or have, or you're not aware of the dreams that you go into when you're asleep at night, it's because you're processing more of your information through this waking dream that we call life. Some of us get a lot of our information during our waking realities. Some of us have a lot of dreams when we go to sleep. That's just a different way of process reality, because we all have different processes or different astrological programs, which allows us to connect with reality different than each other. We connect with reality different than each other. More dense reality or dream that we call life. This is just a more slowed down, dense reality reflection. It feel real, don't it? It look real, don't it? But it's all a hologram. It's a projection of God's mind. How amazing is that? We're able to have dreams within God's dream. God is actually dreaming through us. God is dreaming of this reality and using us to dream even more within the reality. How dope is that? Life is a dream, one love. What's good, reflection? Life is a dream, Miss Me. So, with that being said, we have to understand this. I just heard about you talking to Beezy. Welcome back. We got to understand this. First off, we have to realize that life is a dream, reflection. When we become to understand that life is a dream, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Once we begin to understand that life is a dream, then we have to realize that, okay, if life is a dream requires a dreamer. Remember, when you go to sleep at night, in order for you to go into your dreams, it requires you to be in your bed as the dreamer, dreaming about your dream. So if God created us through its imagination and we are living in God's dream, then who is dreaming us into this reality, and which one of us is God? Which one of us human beings is God? Which one of us is the dreamer of this dream that we live in called life. The Bible ain't gonna tell you. It tell you, but you gotta be intelligent. You gotta be able to decode it, or somebody has to show you how to decode it so that you can understand it for what it is. Islam and the Quran, they're not gonna tell you because it's half truth. The truth is not gonna be ready-made for you. We have to piece this shit together like a puzzle. You feel me? But life is a dream, and we're waking up to this fact. That's why we all want to go into nature. Everybody talking about spirituality. Peace, Lola. Peace, reflection. Everybody want to talk about God and who is Christ. Because we waking up. We're waking up. You see the sun? This is a different sunlight that we in. Don't the heat feel a little bit different than normal? This is a different sunlight. The sunlight is activating the immune system of the planet. But Babylon is trying to suppress us. We've been going through immunosuppression. Black people, African Americans, as the immune system on the planet in God's dream, have been being suppressed. We're the cells of the body that come to be the immunity to enforce Mayat law, to come and teach and clean up and spread order and structure. But we've been going through suppression. Our resistance, our melanin has been suppressed due to our environment, due to the belief systems. The Bible is a belief system. That's corrupt data. That's a corrupt belief system that wants you to believe that God is an invisible man that we killed. First off, life is a dream. God created this with imagination. If they killed you on your dream, could they exist in your dreams? If you projected yourself into your dream as Christ, could the people in your dream as the subconscious, could they kill you and it still exist in your dream? Fuck no. Fuck no. So how can we exist in this dream and God not be here with us? Who's God? Who's God? Who is the dreamer? Because life is a dream, reflection. We couldn't exist without there being a dreamer, without God being here in a physical human avatar. Christ in the Bible, Allah in the Bible went to wake up human beings. He went to enlighten and wake up humans. How the fuck I'm gonna wake up humans if I don't come into human form so that they can relate to me, so that I can relate to them, so I can go through the human experience and understand what the people are going through? This is what the dreamer is going through within the dream. But remember, Christ came to his own people and they did not see him. They could not see him. So although we live in God's dream, we are unconscious that we are living in a dream. We think that this is Earth and that this is the United States of America and that we're living in the Milky Way and all this shit. We don't understand life. We don't understand actuality. We still sleep, but we're waking up, reflection. The sun is allowing us to waken up. That immunosuppression that we were going through, yeah, that dis-ease that we were going through, we're waking up. We're waking up. We're waking up. Our melanin, remember, melanin, Chi told us about melanin. Melanin is a DNA repair. That's why it's worth more than gold. It repairs your mind. It repairs your genetics. It communicates. It talks and tells the other cells in the body what to do. What the fuck you think African Americans, melanated men and women are here to do with the other humans? Melanin talk. That melanin gon' rain. And you hustling backwards. You don't know about these grams and it's worth more. Then bracelets and gold chains. It connect you to the ether. Even reside in your brain. Yeah, we all one. Various shades of that Moreno. Different frequencies and vibrations. We call that angles. That melanin and amplifier. They talking about dark holes. It absorb and dissipate UV. We call that light holes. It's 3 types. Pheo neural to you the regular. But we ain't regular cellular beings. We superior. HOTP. Head of the planet. We original. Indigenous. Protected by carbon like it was militant. We God's people. We God's body. And we being activated. And guess what? The dream, oh shit, I need some water. And guess what? The dreamer is the one who activates us. God activates us. within the body. We are the cells that live within the body. The dreamer comes down. God comes down into physical form to awaken the rest of the cells in the body, to activate the immune system so that we can heal the body from cancer. Because Babylon has become a cancer or a virus within the body that we are all existing in. We live in the separation. We killing each other. We destroying the planet. We destroying the body. We're destroying ourselves. Cancer cells attack the host and destroy themselves in the process. And we can't, in Christ, the dreamer comes into human form within the dream as the avatar to give us our minds back. White supremacy is the virus or the cancer or misinformation that we've been programmed or downloaded with and been living out. It's ignorance. Chief has come back to remind us to remember, remind. Re means to bring back, bring it back. Remind, bring the mind back together, bring the infinite consciousnesses of the quantum field of infinite potentialities back to oneness, back to the understanding that we are all one. There's no separation, but there is function. And we all are different function. We all have different functions. You feel me? Everybody can't be the dreamer. Everybody think that they can be the main character. There can only be one dreamer and one focal point of reality, and that's Christ. And that's who we're coming to the understanding of who that is. Now, my question to y'all is, if Christ was the Peace Court, was good reflection. If Christ was to come back today, we already know Christ is a black man, right? Everybody know that the black people is the real Hebrew Israelites, right? We the real Jews. The Jews that they was talking about in the Bible was the Ashkenazi Jew, the German Jew, the European Jew, the Caucasian, less melanated recessive trait of us. We know that Christ is a black man, right? The Mother Mary, the Black Madonna, the baby Christ, the black baby Christ. Christ is a black man. And God is the black woman. We call her Lucia Isis. She is our creator. We call her Lucia Isis. And she comes and she imagines herself into her own dream. Through her imagination, she imagines herself into the baby Christ as a masculine version of herself to experience her creation and dominate it and rule and reign. That's why I said, let us make man in our image and likeness so that they can have dominion and be fruitful and multiply. Because God, the black woman, imagined herself into Christ, the masculine form, to dominate and enforce her laws and rule and reign and experience her creation with order and structure. They told us that Christ, that Jesus died. First off, hold on. Let's slow this shit down. First off, there's a return, right? There is a return of the Christ, right? There's a second coming, correct? How the fuck could there be a return if Christ died? That's what I want to know. How could there be a return if Christ died? Who you know died and came back? Let's make that make sense. And then, if there is a return, that means that he has to come back in a physical form. And then, first and foremost, if we were to kill Christ, we couldn't exist. We could not exist if we killed the dreamer. That would be counterproductive to what we're trying to do in the reality, which is wake up. If we killed the reality, the program's over. If we killed the dreamer of this reality, the program's over. That we're just in the void. But they want us to believe that God is not a person. They don't want you to believe that you are God. They don't want you to know that God is a black man and a black woman, and that God, as the black woman, came back in the form and shape of human avatars. That's what I want y'all to understand today, man. Before we get into who the avatar is, you already know who I'm going to tell y'all the avatar and the dreamer is. You already know. You can read it on my forehead. But that's what I want to give y'all today. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to sit with that, eat with that, eat that, eat on that. Because I had to. You feel me? I had to sit with that and really make sense of this shit. Like, damn, we're in a dream. God created everything through the word. And the words come from thoughts. And if you go look up the definition of what it means to think, you're going to keep seeing the word imagine, 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 to imagine. And then go ask what it means to imagine. And if when you imagine things, are you dreaming? Yeah, you're dreaming. So God's dreaming of us, imagining us into reality. And in order for us to exist in this dream, God will have to be present as one of us. So we really should be rejoicing because we had a dead God at first. Niggas was looking for Jesus to come back and give us knowledge of self to help us. But no, the dreamer is here in the form of the Eligio Bishop, man. The Honorable Prophet Eligio the Christ. Nature boy. Our mother's first son. Nature's boy. That is who has come to give us knowledge of self and help us cultivate heaven on earth, because the earth is already a heaven. We just been living in ignorance, so we've been disconnected from heaven. Heaven is a spiritual, everlasting state of communion, with God, an everlasting state with God, with nature, with nature's boy. You have to be in tune with nature's son. In order for you to get to the Father, like Jesus said, you have to go through him. In order for you to truly get to the mother, you have to go through the mind, the way, the light, and the truth of the Eligio Bishop. And that's a whole fact. That's big facts. You feel me? So understand that, y'all. Life is a dream. We're dreaming. It's not real. You couldn't exist without God being present in the dream. Just like the people in your dream when you go to sleep couldn't exist without you having an avatar being present in the dream. Wake up, y'all. You're not truly woke if you don't understand that life is a dream. You're not truly woke if you don't understand that life is a dream and that you are dreaming. The conscious community, the black conscious community, is not conscious because they are unconscious of the fact and the actuality that we live in God's dream. And they are unconscious to the fact of who God is. Matter of fact, black people think that we are the Hebrew Israelites. But look into the Bible what the Hebrew Israelites were doing to Christ. They were trying to murder Christ. They were trying to set Christ up and trap him with his words so they can get him locked up and falsely in prison. Go read the Bible. Go read them. Go read the text. The Hebrew Israelites crucified Christ. Who would be the Hebrew Israelites today? They go hard, don't they? The black people, African American. We the so-called Hebrew Israelites today standing on the corner with the posters talking that shit, right? But what did Christ tell them niggas in the Bible? Christ said to the Hebrew Israelites to the Jews that y'all are the children of Abraham. Abraham was a murderer, the devil. Y'all are the children of the devil. Y'all are murderers and y'all are trying to kill me. Christ fled from these niggas and dipped about the temple, which was the courthouse. How many times you seen Chief have to flee from being detained in Palenque, in Mexico, Hawaii? Swatting is a form of, false persecution. You having to flee from one spot to the next because niggas is hating on you about your political reason and your belief system and your way of living and your teachings. We going through this right now. So I got a question for you Hebrew Israelites, to you black Jews out there. Since we God's people, right? If Christ was to come back today, would y'all love Christ? Fuck no. Fuck no, you wouldn't love Christ. Y'all tried to kill Christ. We tried to set Christ up, his own people. So today, look at what Chief is going through. Nigga, what other black man you know is hated more than Chief? Chief ain't did nothing wrong to nan person, my nigga. He ain't did nothing but showed you how to live. But he ain't did nothing but what's the truth, the way, and the life for you to fucking wake up into this reality. But his teachings, his strength, his resilience, his mind, his sovereignty was seen as a subversive threat to the system. So they did what? They utilized his own people, the Hebrew Israelites, African Americans, to do what? Falsely imprison him and try to kill him. Chief got stabbed 9 times in prison. in isolation. His own people tried to kill him. But guess what? The dream, just like the movie Inception, remember when the dream, the subconscious figured out that the girl was manipulating the dream? Leonardo DiCaprio was like, yo, chill, don't do that. The dream senses that somebody else is changing and altering the dream other than the dreamer itself. The dream starts to attack the girl because the dream will always protect the dreamer, so you cannot kill the dreamer. Reflection. You can't stop Christ, and you can definitely not stop nature's boy. You cannot stop Via Legio Bishop. And that's what we're here to understand. And that's what we're here to understand and rejoice about. That we're waking up that life is a dream, and that we're understanding that, and that we can live this shit like kids and be creative again and be joyful and happy and abundant and high-spirited and love each other. Like it said in the scripture, love thy brother like you love thy God. Love thy neighbor like you love thy God. You hear me? You hear me? And to answer that question for the hater earlier that was talking about something about our king, about Chief being in jail or not being free, bitch, I want to let you know that 3 is free. It ain't free 3, none of it's 3 is free. Because it's already done. It's already done. God created reality to do how? Let there be light. Bitch, it was a demand. Niggas wasn't gently asking you, telling you, do y'all agree that 3 is free? No, bitches, 3 is free because we said so. Because Chief is already sovereign. He's already erased Babylon from his mind. He's already destroyed Babylon. Here, we watched him do it. He documented it. His whole journey. Christ documented his whole journey. The crucifixion and everything. It all aligns. It all aligns. 3 is free. You cannot lock up. How can you put the dreamer in jail inside of its own dream? If we put the dreamer in jail inside of his own dream, what the fuck did that mean for the rest of the dream? Don't that mean that we in jail? Goofies. We think that we not in prison out here. We think that we not in jail out here. Just because you can go home and you can lock your own cage. You can close your own cell door. You got the comfort of closing your own cell. You got the comfort of going to bailing your own food out of commissary at the grocery store. You got the commissary going to clock in and out without somebody keeping you in a room for 1.5 years and making you do this shit. Because they ain't got no choice. But we still in prison out here, my nigga. We not, come on. Babylon is a mentality. When you still wake up thinking that you got to go to a 9 to 5, you're not free. You just as trapped as the person that you think is in jail. Because life is a projection of what you think. It's a projection of your mind and how you think and how you perceive things. But guess what? Even your perception, God is perceiving reality through you. You're not even in control of what you're perceiving. God is making you think and perceive things how you perceive them. If you have a fucked up personality or a fucked up perspective or perception on life, it's because God has made you that way so that you can play as the opposite to let other people know what not to do. But it's all in design. It's all a part of the grand design. It's all a part of the dreamer's design. So get this right, man. You cannot you cannot lock up a free mind. All is mental. That's the first hermetic principle. If the mind is free, if the mind has knowledge of self, if the mind is free of misinformation, of lies, of illusions, then the body must be also. Because what the mind is doing, the body must do. The mind is the control center for your body. Your mind is the control center for your body, so your body is doing what your mind tells it to do. But bigger than that, your mind is being told by the signals that you're receiving from the sun. The sun is the mind of the God in this symbol of this reality. And we're receiving codes, just like a radio antenna will receive radio broadband from its tower. We're receiving wavelengths and different broadbands of wavelengths from our tower, which is the sun. And based on your melanin, that's going to determine how well you can connect with the rest of what you are. And guess what? Based upon your melanin, which is your astrological program, that's going to determine how well you can connect with God in human form as the sun, which is chief. You feel me? That's why there wasn't few people that knew Christ. There wasn't many people that knew and understood Christ. There were many followers of Christ, many disciples, but many disciples deserted Christ. Chief had many disciples, but many disciples deserted Christ. Appreciate that, baby. We appreciate that reflection. Many of the disciples deserted Christ. left them for dead, just like they did Christ. For dead. They tried to cast a spell on Chief. Appreciate that, baby. They tried to cast a witchcraft. They tried to cast a spell on Chief and give him life. 25 to life with no chance of parole with a 10-year consecutive sentence. That's witchcraft. That's bad voodoo. Remember, people be having that little evil eye and shit. Oh, they gonna get the energy back. Remember, the energy that you send out, you must give back. So if a motherfucker send you negative energy and you send back negative energy, your reality only can give you negativity. So what you think the judge and all them people that lie on Chief, the real modern day Christ, is going to get for the actions that they have projected into this reality? One of the commandments is thou shalt not bear false witness, man. Niggas went up there and lied about some shit that they ain't even do. What's up, baby? What's up, Reflection? Gotta pay attention, y'all. We gotta pay attention. The Bible happening right now. Basic instructions before leaving Earth? No. You ain't leaving this bitch. You gonna keep coming back here through your imagination. Especially if you don't learn that life is a dream. And guess what? The only way you can understand that is through the dreamer or through one of the dreamer's disciples. And even you learning it through me, you still gonna have to go to Chief to get an even more profound and simpler explanation. Pyramid. I promise you. Because all roads lead to where? The truth, the source. God is the truth. God is who? The dreamer in human form. The black man, the Eligio Bishop, man. So that's what I got for y'all, man. I want to get on here and let y'all know that, man. We living in a dream. Understand that. Understand that your religions lied to you. Islam lied to you. Allah. How the fuck God come to save human beings and not come into human form? That man really got y'all brainwashed. No, actually, I got brainwashed by the system that we both live in called United States of America. And Chief gave me the proper information for me to wash my brain of that misinformation that was staining my fucking spirit. Brainwashed by who, sir? Bitch, I got my mind back. I got my mind back. You want your mind back? That's what you really want. We all want our minds back. We want our minds back. Chief came as the eye doctor to give you back your mind, to give you back your imagination. Because your third eye is your imagination. For you to truly be woke is for your imagination to be woke. It's for you to be aware that you're inside of a dream through your imagination, through God's imagination. And that you're everything. I do. And you know what? Maybe they didn't believe because the truth wasn't in them. Maybe it wasn't meant for them to believe. Personally, I feel like they did what they were supposed to do so that I can stand more firm in what I believe. Because I believe. I'm glad that they did. Hey, if y'all niggas listening, I'm glad y'all did what y'all did. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Because y'all made me stand firm in this shit. You feel me? You feel me? I'm grateful y'all did what y'all did. I'm thankful. Y'all showed me what not to do. I appreciate y'all. Y'all were my teachers. Y'all are my teachers. No, they ain't break free. They went back to the chains, nigga. You gonna see. You gonna see how everybody coming back. When Chief come back from isolation, you gonna see how everybody come back. Y'all won't even know them people without Chief. Them people don't even exist. They don't even exist. Those people are characters. We are all characters inside of Chief's dream. And if you're not connected to the dreamer, which is God, then your ass is not, you in the void. You disconnected from God. You disconnected from source. Them niggas not the main characters. If them niggas had any, if them people had any truth in them, they would still be speaking the truth. You feel me? Because what Chief teaches us is the truth. Everybody just try to focus on Chief's personal life and project their traumas and their demons and shadows onto him. And everybody believe it and get 12 involved and now, you feel me? But no. You feel me? 3 is free. I told you, bitch. I told you. 3 is free. 3 is free. But let me get on up out of here, man. It's about time for me to pray. Prayers at 6 p.m. We pray at 6 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. religiously, faithfully, consistently. You feel me? So that's what it is, man. Hey, baby mama, I appreciate your reflection for the gifts. You feel me? Y'all know anything that y'all send on this motherfucking app, that shit go right to Chief. We need food, water, bedding, clothes, soaps. You feel me? All necessities, man. And we appreciate that. You say you praying for my lost soul. You can't pray on me. You can't pray on me. I'm a spiritual bully. You can't pray on me. I'm not your prey. I found my mind. Your soul is your mind. I found my mind. Chief gave me back my mind. God has given me back my mind. Christ, the most honorable Eligio to Christ, has given me back my mind. He has healed me from my curses. He has given me the information for me to heal myself through those curses, because nobody's going to come heal you. Nobody's going to come do the work for you. You're going to have to do the work for yourself. And it look like this. It look like you getting online and you speaking that shit and you standing in that shit and speaking truth, no matter what the fuck people saying. Because everybody in the motherfucker, all y'all niggas really sleep for real. A lot of y'all not up. Shout out to y'all that really know what the fuck going on. But 95% of y'all sleep. NPCs, robots. You feel me? Low GPUs. You feel me? So, yeah, man, reflect the life from my chief, man. 3 is free. You feel me? The Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. You feel me? I love myself, y'all. To all our supporters, we love you. You